Tolerable losses. That's a phrase you'll be hearing in second legs of European events. Here's one. For example, would you really be trading in favour of Malmo when they've already got a 1-4 lead from the first leg? They will take a hit, as I told you. They can afford to take a 3-0 loss, 4-0 loss. They took a 3-2 loss yesterday because they know this is only the second half of the match, which Klaksvik happened to win. Desmond Tutu, if you fancied it. But that's the vagaries of playing second legs. Our only play yesterday, the special one, new manager of Fenerbahce, could make a significant stride into the Champions League. Picked up a few of his regulars, Edin Dzeko from Roma, Tadic. So some familiar names. Soyuncu from Leicester City, back in Turkey. It's got the makings of a good side. Fred as well, from Manchester United. So Mourinho building up a Fenerbahce team. Lugano scoring first. That's your angle in. Equaliser from Edin Dzeko. Who else? And I held out for the win. I hope you did too. You've got options at exit, as you know. So that's how things looked for me at the end. £33.51 profit, £5 loss on Lugano, and a £33 profit on the draw. The important thing is get rid of that liability as early as you can. Well, I had to wait for the 2-1. Could have taken an £11 loss on the draw in the hope of that bigger return for Fener. So that's the option you have when you go match odds. When you go +1, it's done and dusted at the draw, because a draw +1 goal is a Fenerbahce win. So that was my only real play yesterday. Happy to get out of there with a profit. Sparta Prague Shamrock, again from the first leg, a 2-0 lead for Sparta Prague. A good battle from Shamrock Rovers, but eventually undone, and their poor defensive record as well, particularly outside of Ireland, came to roost. So no other plays really. A gentle reminder to you there, as I said it in the initial stage. Tolerable losses. You can't trust sides who already have an emphatic first leg win to win in the second leg, despite being the better side quite easily on paper. Conference League, not much going on there. There's a lot of dodge pots so far. Don't fancy that at all. Tennis-wise, well, I did tell you in the review preview yesterday to get on the side of Fritz, and I should have followed that myself, but I was waiting for this. Let's see if I can find it. In the second set, I was waiting for the conclusion of this match, this game here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 break points generated by Jack Draper. Now, if he'd converted to make it 2-1, he would be a set and a break up, and Taylor Fritz's odds would be very tasty indeed. Jack Draper's would be very good to lay as well. I was waiting for that. It didn't eventuate. It did give me a bit of a scare as well, because Jack Draper did beat Alcaraz in 2 straight sets as well. But this Taylor Fritz, he's a solid player, as I did warn you. And I hope you played. I was a little cautious given that, as I say, 6 break points from Jack Draper. That could have swung the match. My old pal Musetti, my close showbiz pal, doing the business. No problem from Zverev. Popyrin, the Aussie. Well, it's 2 straight sets against Stan. I thought Stan would give a bit more. Daniel Medvedev, easy as you like. And all my other starred ones. Tennessee Kokonakis, mate. Struth, mate. The Badgie Smugglers, mate. 3 sets. As I expected, really. A couple of Aussies meeting each other. Shang, job done. Corda, 1.2 favourite. Francis Tiafoe, I did fancy Tiafoe. And look at the first set. Galin won the first set. So he could have got involved there, but this was a little bit late for me. And Denis Shapovalov, job done. So the major trade there yesterday would have been Taylor Fritz, I think, with a degree of confidence, but it was all hinging on the results of that 6 break point game in the second set. Schmidlova, well, that's all about trading, isn't it? Paolini winning the second set, but not winning the third. So you'd have got your trading profit from the first to the second set there. Krejcikova, well, 3-setter potential with a 1.8 quote. And Iga Swiatek keeps delivering. So those were the main starred ones yesterday. Looking on to today, busy old day from the footballing perspective. So take a little swig of coffee. Delicious. Champions League qualifiers. Now you know why Bodo Glimt have been struggling recently in the Norwegian Eliteserien. It's the distraction from this competition. Don't know how much the research will help. 4-0 defeat in the first leg for Riga. So the basic bit of info you need is the first leg result. So again, like Malmo yesterday, Bodo Glimt will take a tolerable loss here today. 4-0 lead, very comfortable indeed. They don't need to win, so be very careful. Midtjylland should be comfortable from the first leg. 3-0 lead from the first leg. Don't need to win again. Maccabi Tel Aviv, 1-1, all to play for. Partizan, 2-6 to Dynamo Kiev from the first leg. So Partizan got their work cut out with home advantage. Jagiellonia Białystok, champions from last season, 4-0 up against Panavetsis. Dynamo Minsk, 0-2 lead for Ludogorets in the first leg. Dynamo Minsk not favoured today either. Borac Banja Luka and PAOK, this was a competitive first leg, 2-3 for PAOK. So possibilities that this will retain competitiveness. It's a bit of a trickier coupon today, isn't it, with these tolerable losses. Heavy first leg wins for sides who are clearly the better side on paper, like Malmo yesterday. Do you trust them? They don't need to win. Conference League, I'm not going to be researching. We've got 4 odds on favourites at home. Auda against Cliftonville, 2-1 lead for Auda in the first leg. Fehervar, 2-1 lead for Fehervar in the first leg. Häcken from Sweden, we know them from the Allsvenskan, 6-2 lead against Dudelange. It's comfortable. Austria Vienna, 1-2 for Ilves. This is the kind of match you're looking at. Odds on favourite at home, must score. Motivation. Unlike this lot, who are quite comfortable with a 3 or 4 goal lead. That's what you're after, this motivation factor from Austria Vienna. Sarajevo, 0-0, so all to play for there as well. That would get a bit of interest from me. And a 0-1 for Radniki Nis against Mornar. We've also got, I think, if we take a stroll through the coupon at Soccer 24, I think we've got the Olympics today as well. Under 23 competition, effectively. So let's have a quick look through. Nothing catching the eye is there today. But it's going to get busy. 3rd of August, I'm already doing the research. Got lots of familiar names. Toto Cup. Not really interested in that today. Oberliga, well, 1.4 for Stabæk. Have a look at the standings. I'm not going to research. It's been a poor league, along with the Superettan this summer. Stabæk are 8th in the league, 23 points. Strong favourite. So Sandnes might be further on down the league. Romanian Cup likely to be lacking any liquidity. No real household names playing today, like your Steaua Bucharest, etc. Not that I can see, anyway. Scottish Challenge Cup, St Johnstone B. This is B-sides, so I don't know much about these B-sides. It's highly likely a lack of liquidity as well. Intercity, well, playing Alpacete. Any other big boys? Toulouse against Girona. Well, I'm looking for the elites. We've got Tottenham K-League. This is Song Hyun-min coming back to his fans. Newcastle playing Uwara Reds. And the Premier League sides have been pretty good against these Japanese sides. So we might get something out of this, but please make sure that you do enter with liability in mind, particularly because it is a friendly. You're going to see different first 11 for each half. But I do like Premier League sides. They are a cut above the rest. Bologna against Stelos Tripolis. They had a very good season last season. Bologna be working on that defence. Udinese against Aris Thessaloniki. So it looks like Italy versus Greek or thereabouts. Sassuolo Padova. It's a Serie A side. All ready for the August kickoffs. Getting a few matches under their belts. Lyon. Napoli against Brest. So some familiar names. Southampton are playing Oxford today. Sevilla. So some good names. Olympics as well. I will be following the Olympics, given the Canadian ladies turned up for me last time. Got a nice win. But again, are these under 23 sides, or is it the full ladies side? I was delighted for Zambian women. I was born in Zambia. So I was delighted with their performance against Australia. Although they lost when I left them. When I left the Zambian ladies, it was 4-2 at half time. Oh, what a pity. My home country. Gutted, but likely they're going to be gutted again by the German ladies. Vorsprung durch technique. French ladies playing New Zealand. New Zealand men yesterday in the Olympics, gettable against France, and French were very good odds relative to playing Kiwis at football. Different story, of course, in rugby union. Tennis-wise today, well, am I going to be a bit more confident? I just saw those, as I say, 6 break points for Draper. I thought this might not be Taylor Fritz's day, but indeed it was. Who's playing today? Stefanos Tsitsipas playing Baez. Might get a tune out of Baez today. A South American on clay. Novak, easy as you like against Rafa. Must be laid at 105. It is the Olympics. Musetti, my old pal. Oh, man, these are my 2 favourite players. So this has got 3 sets written all over it, hasn't it? Who are you going to pick out of these 2? 2 ultra-reliable sorts, both very tightly ranked. It's got 3 sets written all over it, hasn't it? This one. Carlos Alcaraz must be laid, 1.04. The only way is up. Casper Ruud had a bit of a difficult one, and it was a profitable play in his last match. He lost the first set. Where is he? Casper Ruud, yeah, against Vavasori. Lost the first set and won the next 2. He is just gone up in the odds. He was 1.2 against Vavasori. He's just gone up to 1.44. He might do the same again. He might a set might be taken off it. Papirin playing Zverev, and I think Papirin is going to give Zverev something to think about this Olympics. You cannot underestimate the Aussies. They just battle. 2-0. It was nearly a second set for Makak, who gave a really good second set performance in his fight back. But Zverev, since the French Open, has been excellent. Let's have a look at the sets. Set 2 by points. You saw Makak. It's very competitive, keeping it on serve. Well, that bang goes my story there. But as I say, a bit later on, keeping it on serve, getting it all the way up to here before losing serve. And that's what these top 10 players do. They just bide their time and they nab you late on when you can't really get back. Hard court tennis in the US, perfect. You're going to see a lot of competitive players today because this is the venue, the US, and the surface for the next Grand Slam. David Goffin still continuing on his merry way. Tennis Kokonakis and Vukic could be another 3-setter. Both Aussies knowing each other very well indeed. And elsewhere, I like Karen Kachanov. I'll put him up there with Taylor Fritz and Mazzetti. He does tend to grind out results. And in the Olympics, Angelique Kerber, surprising that she's still here. She got a 2-set win yesterday, the veteran. So that could be interesting. She was very competitive, far more than you'd have expected. Swiatek continues to remain very short-priced favourite. Donna Vekic and Kostyuk, potential 3-setter here. 19th against 21st. Look at the rankings, very, very tight indeed. The market. This is the tennis equivalent of the even Stevens. You've got to create an over round. That's why it's not evens. Elsewhere, the ladies, not interested in any of these really, but you've got fellow countrywomen, even at 1.06. Sabalenka might be labelled if leading the first set. So might get a tune out of Rakhimova. So today, I'm not sure of the exact start time. Maybe the Olympics starts a little bit earlier. But I'll be on hand for telegrammers 4 o'clock, I think, onwards for the football and the tennis. I think I'll pass on the place to you today. I was very hesitant yesterday with this Taylor Fritz. That would have been the main play of the day. So I'll be a bit more confident today in passing them on if I see any. So members of footballtradingprofits.com, I'll see you on Telegram throughout the day. See if we can nail another profit like we did with Fenerbahce yesterday. It all ticking along nicely. Adds to that Copenhagen win, that KUPS win. And if you were playing on your own on Monday, you'd have got that Bromby win as well. 3rd of August is when it all goes. Oh, football-wise, it all kicks off. Lots and lots of familiar European names. Really good to see. So I'm looking forward to this. I don't know if I'll be doing a live chat webinar just yet because I don't have any background of form to work off, and it is a very strong in-play stats occasion, the start of a new season. Austrian Bundesliga, Belgian Jupiler League, already kind of established, a couple of weeks in. And Scotland will be with us as well. Croatian HLL1 League, great to have that back. Czech 1 League as well. These are all going on our roster for this new season. I follow them all. Danish Super League, Midtjylland involved in Europe, I believe, as well. Odense, really good trade from them last match. Very, very solid stats at odds on and delivered. So some good stuff. Finnish Veikkaus League, I suspect. Yeah, HJK Helsinki up and about. I met a Finnish man yesterday. Talked to him about the Finnish footy, KUPS, HJK, Guinnesston, Ekenas. He was a fan of VPS. Well, I think might have been playing HJK. Bundesliga 2. Not going to research, but it is a league to follow. And make sure you know you're newly relegated and newly promoted. The simplest way to find that out for me has been to get FC Stats up and get it on a separate page. Go to the leagues, go to Germany, Bundesliga 2, and last season. And then Hanover Regensburg. Let's get the table up by clicking on a team from last season. And then you're looking for Hanover. Yes, Regensburg. I can't see Regensburg. So they might be promoted. Jan Regensburg promoted from the Bundesliga 3, I think, or relegated. I don't think they're relegated. Another way to choose to find out is to go backwards in the head-to-heads. This is probably the better route, isn't it? Get rid of these CFs, they stand for friendlies. This is Bundesliga 2. And you can see Bundesliga 3. And this was a playoff. So Regensburg, newly promoted, a side to potentially target on Saturday. Hertha Berlin and Paderborn. Hertha Berlin will be sick to their stomach of remaining in this league. They should be in the Bundesliga. And again, if you go backwards, you'll see last season they were in the Bundesliga 2. Paderborn, similar story as well. And do it for all of these other sides, and you'll already have an idea of which ones to look out for. Newly promoted sides, vulnerable. Newly relegated sides could be ones to follow, get straight back up into the Bundesliga. So Bundesliga 2, French Ligue 2, Spanish Segunda. I will follow all of those leagues as well. Turkish League 2 as well. We've got the mighty Ayopspor, Turkish Yorkshiremen. They were promoted to the Turkish Super League. So you'll get plenty of my Ayopspor Yorkshiremen dad jokes throughout the season. So looking forward to that. So Saturday continues the Israeli Cup, Coppa Italia. None of the big boys are out in that. And we work our way down. And as you can see, Eliteserien, Bodo Glimt, European distracted. So watch out for them. Norwegian Obosligaen, got to be in place stats only on that. It's a very poor league. Polish Ekstraklasa, but it's from the 13th. Sorry, it's the 7th. Let me get my maths right. 10th of August, 17th of August. You're starting to see the rest. Sporting Lisbon and Porto, precursor to the Portuguese league as well. SPL, Hearts v Rangers, fantastic start. I wouldn't be discounting Hearts. Best of the rest last season. They could be very competitive at home. I think they got a couple of scalps last season at home. Championship, League 1, League 2, I'm afraid it just continuously lacks liquidity, which is a real pity for those of you who have an interest in Scottish football. Allsvenskan, Superettan. Swiss Super League continues with a really woeful start to the season for the young boys. I don't know what's up with them. Super Cup, again, a precursor to the Turkish Super League. We can't really trade Ukraine, and a whole raft of friendlies. So it's getting busy and busier and busier. You're going to see the 10th and the 17th. I've got the video, the key days for the new season at YouTube. So do make sure you watch that. I'll wrap up here. 4 o'clock start for Telegrammers at footballtradingprofits.com. I'll see you there. Let's see if we can keep this profitable run going today.